Hey, yo, what's good, man? We are back with another episode of the Real Rap Coalition podcast. And today we came to bring y'all an episode brought to you by a nigga that's not here. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Before we get into that, my name is Showtime Slim. Who else we got in the building?
It's the other half of the two-man power trip, Flexter Morgan, man. My Cuban link will turn a diamond tester into a pipe bomb. Last time we did a two-man podcast was John Wick 4. Y'all go watch it if you haven't, man. It's lit.
That's the last one we did?
Yeah, and it was me and you. I mean, I don't think that there was a two-man one since then, but I know that it was just me and you for John
Wick. I
mean,
we have, but they haven't had the same success. Like, it was me and Puos. Me and Puos did Talk to Me.
Hey, bro,
me and Roots did Haunted Mansion,
Bro, sometimes you can't just, you know what I'm saying? You put the main character with the architect, man. I mean, it produces results. That's all I'm saying.
Shout out to other niggas that ain't here, man.
Yeah,
you got me and KTL today.
Well, never mind. I was finna talk crazy, but I'm not going to. Like, he got some personal
shit
going. No, because I was about to say except for the fucking... I was about to say except for the fucking guy who made us watch this movie and then didn't show up. But, like, he got something going on. So, salute to him, man.
Yeah, shout out F-Dub, man. We gonna go ahead and do this shit.
So we don't know why he picked the movie, but it's, he picked the movie. Like,
I should have asked that nigga why he picked the movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, so... I mean, I watched the entire movie. KTL, you saw most of the movie, right?
Yeah. Like I say, my issue was, the means by which I was watching the movie had some buffering issues. Couple that with the fact that, I'm a busy guy. I do a lot of things even while watching movies. I had like a problem. That's why I'm not gonna give a rating for this movie. Spoiler alert right now. I'm not gonna rate this movie because I don't think it would be fair for me to give it a lower rating because I didn't give it my undivided attention. But I'm aware of the things that happened within this movie and the premise thereof, enough to speak on it.
Yeah, okay. So we'll go through it, and then anything that you might have missed or you don't know about, I probably could just fill in for you and let you know what it was.
Yeah.
So about the rating this time, since this is different, we probably not gonna do a rating yet. I'm gonna see if niggas, because I mean I'll be the only one rating it. And I don't know if
it's
niggas
all
want to just go off my rating.
The power is in your hands, bro. Pause.
It's a democracy around here on the Real Rap Coalition podcast.
Yeah, but if there's only one vote for the democracy, then that's just how democracy works, bro.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe too if you made it this far and you know what I'm saying, you're still with us. Like, comment, subscribe. We finna get into this shit. So to kick it off, man, we watched The Village 2004, M. Night Shyamalan, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix. This is his first time on the podcast. Shout out to him.
That's kind of surprising. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I asked earlier. I thought we might have done another one that had him in it, but we haven't yet. So, Bryce Dallas Howard, I believe, and I'm going off memory, so I don't know if that's her actual name. Excuse me if it's not, but the main character lady was Bryce Dallas Howard, I believe. Did you recognize any other
girl? Bryce is kind of crazy. I don't know.
Did you recognize any other characters besides Joaquin?
Sigourney Weaver. You know what I'm saying? The main lady of the Aliens franchise, and along with several other roles she's played. You know what I'm saying? That was like, I was watching this movie. I was like, wow, we got Joaquin Phoenix and Sigourney Weaver in this hoe. I was like,
yeah, her and William Hurt is another one that
Jesse Eisenberg was in this movie too, but I don't know.
Jesse Eisenberg was in this movie, and I didn't realize it till the end.
Who was he?
Nobody. But let me tell you what it was.
Man,
I realized it afterwards because I went to go look on Google. I typed in Jesse Eisenberg, and I was like, that did look like him a little bit when I was watching it. Bro, it was at the very beginning of the movie when they were having like the feast or whatever they were eating or whatever. You remember that scene at the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dude just bust out laughing. The dude Noah, he just bust out laughing at the woods or whatever, and it was a guy just standing there looking at him. It was Jesse Eisenberg.
So they
So,
gave this month. I mean, I don't know how lit he was back then,
oh, nah,
but
2004, he
like,
probably wasn't shit.
well, I'm just saying, like, to be such like, because whenever I was like reading about this bitch, reading the Wikipedia article and whatnot, like they credit him as like one of the main, like people that they talk about being in the movie, and that's through clout.
Yeah,
But
probably
like
because
like
he's one of the
for
bigger
him to
names.
not be shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like if fucking Rob Schneider was a pizza man in a movie and they talked about him among like more so than like the best friend of the main character in a movie, you know?
Yeah, I think it might be because, like you said, his the clout, like he's one of the bigger name actors probably at this point, like right now. And so
Jesse Eisenberg was in Now You See Me, right? That was him.
yeah, he was in Zombieland too.
Shout out
He
to
he
him, man.
he also did we didn't haven't watched it. I thought about I got it on my list to watch, but he was in The Social Network,
Yep,
the Mark
yep.
Zuckerberg
He
shit.
was Mark Zuckerberg, man. Salute to him.
Shout out that man. So let's talk about let's start off with like the setting. So it's like this isolated, secluded 19th century village type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole premise of it is that there's these creatures in the woods and there's a
That they don't give a
truce.
name to. They just call them those we do not speak of.
Right.
Uh,
And they got these rules and it's a truce and like we don't go in the woods and they don't come
and
over
they
here where
can't
we
have
at.
nothing red.
Yeah, red was the what kind of color? It's some kind of color. The whatever it is, it's a color that attracts those who we don't speak of type shit. So
Mm-hmm.
so they set the scene with like some old olden time uh I don't know how to describe it, but it's definitely some shit that this is the setting for this type of thriller or I don't know, I don't want to call it a horror.
It's an intentionally mysterious set piece.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like they give you like a bunch of ambiguity. They don't give you a whole bunch of details. So you're looking at like you're basically looking at the fucking pilgrims being
Yep.
terrorized by the goddamn the fucking like werewolves or some bullshit, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, for lack of a better term. It's that type of premise that they give you. And like at a certain point, like they're supposedly like invaded or whatever, so they're ringing the bells and all type of shit. So
Hmm.
it's a real feel of like, oh, okay, like they're hiding from some shit that will
They're going to
fuck
hide
them
in the
up.
cellar and shit. Like,
Yeah, you got that blind bitch. She's standing out there like she don't want to hide in the basement with them and shit.
let me ask you a question about that. At what point did you realize she was blind? Because for a lot of the movie, I insinuated like, yeah, I think she might be blind, but I didn't come to that conclusion until like midway
I
through.
feel like I was pretty decently early in the movie. I knew she was blind.
Okay,
Like
maybe I wasn't
like
looking
at
at it
first,
like
like
that.
the first time you see her, I'm pretty sure was whenever she's like running through that field foot racing with that special dude, and
No, before that. Well, I guess the same thing, but
well,
whenever
it's
she
the same
stops
basic
him from,
scene.
yeah, same scene. Right, right.
But like
I didn't know
I'm
yet.
like, how the fuck is this bitch, foot racing running through a field if she's blind? Like that's what I thought after I know, but it was like right after that I realized I was, oh, okay, like this bitch can't see. And I was like, wait a second, how this bitch running through a field and shit, man? What if she ran into a wall or
That bitch know
something
where
like a
everything at.
fence? Boy,
She
there
knows
ain't
where
no
everything
way that
is.
hoe know where everything at, Slim,
I mean, I could believe it. You know why I could believe it? Because
because she ain't never left that town in her whole fucking life.
that one, but they also insinuated that she wasn't always blind. She her pops was like he was sitting in that same chair she was sitting in whenever he realized that his daughter was losing her sight and she was gonna be permanently blind forever or whatever. I don't know if you heard that quote because it was kind of near the middle to the end of the movie, but that's pretty much what he said. So she ended up losing her sight. She wasn't always blind. So I guess I understand a little bit. That bitch knows where everything is, so she know ain't no walls out there.
I
Ain't
don't
no
know,
random
man.
walls in the woods.
That's a tough sell for me. That suspension of disbelief, man.
I think a lot of this shit is kind of tough sales. But we probably get into some of it. But the character like you just mentioned, the blonde woman, she was Ivy. We had Lucius, pretty much the main character,
That's
played
Joaquin
by
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. Noah, the other guy you was talking to, he's mentally challenged.
Mm-hmm. You first see him because like he had just like he's down there
He was
scrapping
fighting.
with motherfuckers
Yeah.
and shit.
He was hitting them with sticks.
Mm-hmm. And then she was finna go make him sit in that chair, and he ain't want to go sit in that fucking chair.
Yeah, they called it the quiet room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she pretty much gave the nigga a little leeway. And I'm thinking because he was what do I call him? Should I call him special?
I
What's
mean,
the
I
word do I
guess I'm
use for
gonna be
this?
honest, bro. We didn't had a whole crash out episode where we threw the retard word around, so you can say whatever for real. Like
Yeah, I usually don't say that word though. That word not
I
really in my
don't use
vocabulary.
it not even because like I think it's offensive, but just more so because like I think that like there's so many terminologies for like mental people. Like I just think
Yeah.
retardation is an umbrella. I don't think it's an accurate descriptor. Like, he's probably pretty severely autistic. You know what I'm saying in
Hmm.
some capacity. But I
Yeah.
don't exactly know what that is.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
got
thinking too,
going
because it's not that I
schizophrenic
wouldn't.
maybe.
Hell no. It's not that I wouldn't say retard. It's just I don't really use that word at all. Like it's not a word that I just normally use. So I don't know, but he's a special guy, and so pause. And so we had him,
He paused it.
and we just get like some random townspeople. Like we see the council a few times. I guess they're the council. I'm gonna call them the council. The elders. It was a group of elders that came together to make all the decisions and shit. We see the parents. Um, oh, Ivy. She had a sister that we meet first. Remember the sister? She was
That
part of.
okay, so that's one thing that I want to talk about. This movie, we this is episode 65, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So this movie gave me probably the funniest scene I've seen in any movie we watched, boy.
Which one?
Yeah, her sister. She's like, Papa, I'm in love with this boy, and woo wop the bam, and he's like, well, this is unusual. Isn't the boy supposed to be here with you? She says,
Right.
well, I didn't want to go without your blessing. I'm in love, and this and that. And so she goes, she
I know
catches
what you
Buddy
finna
in the
say.
crib, and she starts talking about like, oh yeah, love is beautiful. We should go shout it from the rooftops and never be ashamed of all this shit. And it immediately cuts to this bitch laid in the fucking bed, just crying like a motherfucker. Boy, that
That's a
is a
crazy
Family Guy
insinuation.
scene if I've ever seen one, boy. I was on the verge of tears laughing, boy. Oh
Hey,
my
shout
God.
out John Doe. Shout out Pools. Pools is only to us today. It ain't nobody else pulled up.
That shit was so funny, man. That bitch told Buddy that she was in love, and he told her to kick rocks, and she
that
freaked.
bit, hey,
I
that bitch
think he
say
probably told her that he was in love with her blind ass sister too.
no.
Like,
He didn't. No, he didn't say that. I know he ain't say that.
why?
So because what they so like you said, KT. She was excited as fuck. I'm in love. I'm in love with Lucius, and she told her daddy and
She was
everything.
trying to sell her dad on the idea because she's like, yeah, he does quiet things. He goes chops wood and stuff. Like he doesn't do
Yeah,
all this goofy shit these other motherfuckers do.
that's exactly what she said. And then she was like, she went up to dude and she was like, hey, I love you, this and that. And if you feel the same way about me, then let's stop hiding it from people and all this shit. And then it cut to her, that bitch just in the bed crying and shit.
Just
It was like, yeah, he that nigga played.
he shot that
he,
bitch down,
yeah,
boy. He was like,
he rejected that her.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
But later, so when her sister was out there talking to him, she said like, yeah, I know why you turned my sister down too. Is because you don't. She pretty much just went into it like she know that he got feelings for her because
well, beyond that, her sister ended up like going to get like engaged with
that's
somebody
what
else
was funny,
anyway. So,
KTL.
so that bitch was out there like it couldn't have
That's what
been
was
that
funny.
deep.
She
Like,
turned, hey, she turned right around. They said, she's in love again. Like
yeah,
what?
like that whole like
That shit couldn't have been that far
I'm about
apart.
to say that bitch was just she was
She
just
was going.
she was lonely, I
She was in
guess.
heat.
I don't. Yeah,
That
she
bitch
was
was in heat.
definitely in heat. but I think that bitch might have just been stupid. Like she's just like, oh, I like fucking Forrest Gump. I know what love is. Like, no, you don't, bitch.
I think she just wanted a man, and she
was
just want.
lonely, boy. She felt like that
Yeah,
was what she was supposed to do.
this sounds delusional. So she ended up falling in love again or whatever. And what they said was that they got this tradition that the older sister had to get taken first. She had to be claimed first before the younger sister was able to, get married. So that's a strange rule, low-key. Like, I don't know. I never heard of no shit like that before. The oldest
Man,
has
that's
to
how
be taken.
that's how these fucking Amish folks work, man.
And these motherfuckers definitely seem Amish-like.
I'm about to say if they ain't Amish, they Amish adjacent. They Mormons. You know what I'm saying?
They some weird fucked up shit. That's what they are.
We're gonna talk about it at the
these
end,
dudes.
but they really are fucked up, man. But
Yeah. So what happens is and I can mention at the beginning of the movie, the very beginning of the movie, it's this man, they're having a funeral. We find out that this guy's son died or whatever. And they're all out there at the funeral. And so the whole thing about this little village that they're in is that they don't have shit. Like they don't have no medicine out there. They don't have shit. So if you get sick and it's like life threatening, you're
that
just
shit's
gonna
over
die.
with, bro.
Yeah, you're
Like
gonna die.
that's like the dark ages. Back then, motherfucker got diarrhea, boy. They was dead in a week. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
So this is a weak ass immune system ass like village that these niggas are in. I would
that's what
hate to live
happens
there.
when you subsist off of fucking turnips and beet juice, man. Like, go out, go out, go outside, bitch ass Amish.
They can't even cross the woods. Like, get your bitch ass on. Like, what you
Boy,
mean you
they
can't go
try to
out?
leave the woods. Motherfuckers find dead chicken carcasses and shit in the fucking
Hey, hey,
farm.
Nick, hey, it seemed like niggas came on their block, like niggas came on their property and bodied some shit and left it out
Bro,
there for them to see.
Slim, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That motherfucker at the start of the movie literally is just looking out in the forest, bro. A motherfucker is standing at the edge of the forest, like, I dare you cross this line, buddy. I dare you. We gonna see. I bet you won't do it no more. Like, bro, that's
You talking
literally.
about the
It's
scene?
like they're in prison, bro.
Is that the scene? Or are you not talking
That's
about the
that
scene where
Jesse Eisenberg shit you was talking about.
that was when the four boys was over there?
I think so.
And one of them niggas was like standing like out there, and the other three was like hiding. I don't know if they was hiding behind a bush.
I don't know what the fuck they was doing, man.
But yeah, and they was hearing these noises come from the woods and shit. And so they tell us later that it's this game that they play. They go out by the woods. They don't cross the woods, but they go out there close to it. And
They had a line they couldn't cross.
yeah, they don't cross into the woods, and they just stand out there and see how long they can stand out there without getting scared or some shit, because they were shook of the creatures in the woods and shit. So we see that they established that. I do kind of like how they built this world up, and they kind of gave all this shit to us. It was pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie though, like some parts I wasn't as interested in, so I kind of see how y'all could have, like you and Luno was talking about it earlier. I kind of see how y'all could have it kind of not kept your attention as much. But shit, it kept my attention enough. It was building tension, and I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck finna happen? Cause just like some random shit happened. You seen the scene with the two bitches out there sweeping on the porch, and then they just doing goofy ass shit on the porch with the brooms.
That was when
And
that
then,
chicken shit happened, wasn't it?
well, it was a flower popped up first, and they went and took the flower and buried it. I'm like, well, okay, what the fuck are they doing? Why did they just bury the flower that just popped up? I'm guessing because of the red shit, the color red.
I just feel like it was definitely some like some stupid ass shit. Sometimes I was like, bro, like what the fuck? Like, bitch, you just out here doing shit, man. Like,
Yeah, and they hadn't explained the rules of the fucking village yet, so they kind of explained it afterwards. But before that, it was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all just out here doing like they was staring out into the woods because I think they heard the bell or something at the very beginning with Jesse Eisenberg at the table and all that shit. They was just staring out into the woods, and the nigga was laughing. I'm like, what the fuck wrong with, like, what's going on? And I knew I knew something was wrong with him from the beginning too. Like clearly, like any nigga that's just laughing for no reason, like nigga, I laugh a lot. I'm goofy as
I'm about
fuck,
to
nigga.
say, damn, bro, motherfucker can't be happy, man.
Nah, not in no situation like that. Shut your laughing ass up, nigga. Hell
Slim would have
nah.
been like, all right, we got to sacrifice him to the monsters. He out here laughing, bro.
I'm not
Look at him
gonna lie.
laughing. Like,
That nigga got away with a lot of bullshit because he was mentally challenged, man. They let him slide on a lot of fuck shit.
hey, bro, you can't, like, in that kind of a community, bro, they gotta protect the weaker.
Man, they let this nigga slide the whole movie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He was goofy as fuck.
Hey, bro,
But
he was half retarded, man. Like,
the nigga Lucius said at one point, like, he wanted to go to the town to get some medicine.
yeah,
And
because some kid was sick or something.
his partner. But then he also was like, maybe they got some medicine for Noah. And he was talking about the mentally challenged nigga. So shit, he was gonna try to see if they got something to cure his mentally challengedness.
Shit.
But
And we see how that worked out for him. This
yeah.
motherfucker, like over the course of time, bro, motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Like they out there just posted up. He talking to Ivy and shit, and you know what I'm saying? Noah, like he slick like that hoe too. You know, so
Oh, for
he's
sure.
like, hey, I got these berries for you and shit. And them hoes was red. And Buddy said, hey, take this shit, take it back where the
Them
fuck
the
you
bad
got it.
colors.
Don't ever
Them
do
the
this
bad
shit no
colors
more.
right there.
That bitch was sitting there talking about your breathing is different. Like she was blind and just knew that there was some shit that was wrong, bro.
She
Like
also could sense the auras, like the colors of niggas too.
that
Cause she
shit
got
is wild, man.
that's kind of like that shit that happened with Neo, right? And don't Daredevil do that too? But I know Neo in the Matrix, when he lost his sight, he was able to see, like, I don't know if it was auras, but he was able to see like light.
Well, that's how
Come,
Daredevil works too, low key.
yeah, I said that. Well, I asked.
You asked?
Yeah, I did. You ain't hear.
No, I didn't hear it.
But yeah. So Daredevil too. So maybe that's just something that they do with blind people in
But
movies and
like
shit.
my thing is like with Daredevil and like Neo, these are like damn near superhumans. This is just a blind Amish bitch. Like I feel like that
Neo is
might be
not no
pushing it a little
damn
bit, man. I ain't
superhuman.
never been blind, so I don't know. But you know,
Neo is not a superhuman. He's a regular nigga. You made that up.
in the Matrix, he's not.
He's a regular nigga, bro. He
That's
just
cap, bro.
he's
He's dodging
awoken.
bullets and fucking
That's
jumping
because
up walls and
that's because
shit.
he's
Like,
awakened.
no, but that's not. But he's not regular.
I mean, he is, and before he's awakened, he's not superhuman.
I mean, hey, bro. I'm not saying he's superhuman, but he's definitely more than just a blind Amish bitch.
Bro, if that bitch would have took the red pill, then she would have been doing the same shit he was doing.
Come on, bro.
Facts. This bitch ain't had no red pill. She ain't had shit.
Man,
They
yeah,
ain't
I'm
had
about to
shit in
say
that
she had a
village.
fucking turnip, bro. Like,
Yeah, they ain't had shit. Poor ass village, man. But I mean, it did set the scene for like this tension and shit. Because if it was like a busy like metropolis area or like New York or some shit, that shit wouldn't have been. You can't build no tension in no busy ass New York City. Like you need some isolated, poor ass place like this to
well,
make a
yeah,
good
because
story.
it's the same principle as a fucking like a horror movie and shit, where like a killer, finds people they got like isolated, cabin or some shit. Like
Right.
if there's something that's after you and there's nothing near you and no one you can go to, all right, how the fuck you finna get out
It's
of this
scarier.
bitch? You know?
Yeah, it's scarier. And that's something that so I was like reading a little bit about this movie and like I guess the reviews and stuff about like certain what people thought about it. And I'm what I got was that a lot of people didn't like this movie when it came out because I guess it was marketed as more of like a horror movie with like a monster horror movie. And they felt like it wasn't really that what they was expecting. It's more like a kind of like a romance drama kind of shit with like some suspense shit going on. So the audiences that watched this movie back then, they wasn't really fucking with it because they came to see a monster scary movie type shit. And this wasn't that.
I don't know how much of a track record. I know Sixth Sense had come out at that point. But I don't know how much of a track record M. Night Shyamalan had by 2004. But
I seen
like I
something
don't
that said this was the movie that kind of gave him that thing with the plot
the
twists and shit.
twists, yeah,
Yeah,
for better or worse,
yeah, because some people didn't like this twist. I seen people say it was stupid.
Yeah, it's definitely the most divisive one that he has. But like I say, because Sixth Sense had come out at that point, but also like doing some shit one time, it's not a thing yet.
Right.
Like once you
And
do it a
Sixth
few
Sense might have
times,
been one of his earlier ones.
yeah, and it's probably regarded as at least top three of his best.
Yeah, I got that on my list to watch soon too.
But right, that's where Lucius made a fatal mistake, man. He told Buddy to put them berries back and asked him what his bitch ass was doing, and then later on, Noah walk up and stab the fuck
So
out
don't
dude.
wait before you get there. So Lucius asked him about them berries, like you said, and then
Then he went and
he
told on him, didn't he?
he did, but that's what because before that he asked him where he got them from, and that's how he found out they came from the woods, because Buddy went and showed him
I didn't
like
like that aspect that a lot of this shit was like motherfuckers was just out there telling on people and shit. Because they did
but
that the whole movie. They went to the
wait,
council. Yes, Agatha of House Stillborn has been outside cavorting with
that's
the
definitely how they
pigs
was
again.
talking.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they was definitely talking like that. But
Like,
so
damn, you can't hold
look, hold
water.
on, KT. So he did snitch, but I'll say the reason that he snitched was different. He snitched
He
because he
kind
was,
of had a reason. Like, he kind of had a motivation.
yeah,
You know,
he was basically saying, look, I want to go to the town to get some medicine because we need medicine around here. And he said, I want to go through the woods.
he
And
said ain't shit
this
happened
nigga,
when Buddy went and did it, so ain't
he
nothing
said
gonna
this
happen to
other
me
nigga went
either.
in the woods,
Like,
and he said
that's
they
some
left him
bitch
alone.
ass shit, boy.
He said this nigga went in the woods and they left him alone. So I think if I go in the woods,
That
they're gonna leave me
motherfucker
alone too.
said, shit, it's cool when he do it. It's a problem
It's
when
a
I do
problem
it.
when I do it.
Fuck him. That boy really said, hey, man, come on, bro. We sent this little retarded dude out in the woods and ain't shit happened to him, bro. Look at me, man. I'm
And they
Johnny
didn't say,
Cash. What's
they
up?
pretty
Like,
much said that a few times too. They didn't say it like you said it, but they basically said like because this nigga's special, they didn't do shit to him. The monsters had like the creatures had mercy on him because he was special. They said that like a few times pretty much.
I don't know, bro. All I'm saying is like I can understand his motivations of it.
He
Hey,
was trying to help.
well, no, not even that. Fuck that. Like it's like, hey, bro, like this little goofy ass dude that like his biggest threat is the quiet room, and he walked out there in the woods and picked some berries and ain't shit happened to him, bro. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
good. Like
yeah.
I just don't know if he had to grow cattle to do that.
I think it wrote a letter.
Nigga
So
wrote a letter.
the elders tell this nigga no, pretty much. No, you can't go through the woods, nigga. You can't go to town, nigga. And so shit. There's still like little shit going on, and we see like a dead animal out there, and they like, oh shit, these must be those that we don't speak of. And then the lady like, nah, that can't be them. There's got to be a coyote or a wolf or some shit, man. They don't come over here. They don't got no reason to come over here if they not provoked. And so
Didn't they say some bullshit about like, oh, but it is a little bit odd that they're killing them and not or taking the fur or some shit. What did they say?
they were skinning them
Yeah,
niggas
they were like
and
they're skinning, but leaving all the meat and the
leaving the
bones.
flesh.
So that's a bit odd. Like, that's not no fucking wolf.
That bitch said a wolf or a coyote, bro. First of all, lady, you're gonna have to think of some better shit than that. I'm not gonna lie. You didn't get me yet, but you gotta think of some better shit than that. You're right, KTL. That made no sense.
I don't know, bro. Like, that was just cope. Like, that was just coping.
Bitch said a coyote or some shit. The coyote would have ate the whole fucking animal, bro. Fuck is this lady talking about? Shut your stupid ass up. This is why you probably like the fifth member on the council. You the fifth option. You don't even get to talk. You can't make decisions. Shut up, lady. That's why they had this man in charge. Watch your mouth.
That's why they. That's why they what?
That's why they had a man in charge. She needs to shut the fuck up.
Shit, I don't know, Slim. That might get us canceled, man. We done said retard about 7 times, but now you offended women.
I'm telling the truth. You heard that dumb bitch? It's a coyote. Dumb bitch if it
It's a
was. Come on.
coyote.
Come on, man. Let me get off that lady, man. So they tell the nigga no, he can't go in there. And later we get the scene with Lucius and Ivy, and they pretty much tell each other, they like, we know already, obviously. They've been building this up. They like each other. They tell each other that they want to get married and this and that, all this shit. And it's the word spreads around the town. Yo, did my shit cut out?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So the word spread around the town that these motherfuckers gonna get married. Everybody is excited. Everybody's happy. Fucking what's his name? Noah, the mentally challenged guy. Like you mentioned, he had a crush on old girl, but he was also friends with Lucius. But he had a crush on old girl. So he walks in there.
It's just the calmest shank I've ever seen in my
It was kind
life,
of
man.
fire. That shit
Like
was fire the way
you
they
don't
did it.
even know exactly what happened at first.
Yeah, because
Like,
he was talking and he just turned around and was talking, and then he just stopped talking and he was looking at him, and then the other nigga was looking at him, and then they looked down and he got a knife in this nigga's stomach. That was
man,
fire.
he is a bitch.
Before that though, I forgot to mention the scene that I said earlier. I said it was clean, and Puos typed in the chat. He was like he doubted, but the shit I thought was clean was when the creature first came through, when they rung that bell, when the creature first came on they land, and everybody ran to the cellar and was hiding and shit, and that bitch was standing out there, and because Lucius had went to the side of the house. I'm like, yo, this nigga went to hide at the side of the house. That was quick as fuck. Like this creature can't see shit. Like he was right there. But that nigga, he went to hide on the side of the house, and that bitch, she had her hand out the door. They was like, hey, come in, don't let him in, please, don't let him in. That bitch just had the door open, talking about no, and she had her hand out, and the way they had the camera was like the creature was finna walk up on her ass, like he was walking fast as fuck. Like once we actually saw what it was, and out of
Mm-hmm.
nowhere, Buddy just grabbed her hand and spent around and closed the door. That
Hell
shit was
yeah, no,
clean
and
as
it
fuck to
did that
me.
whole in slow motion and shit.
Yeah, that shit was clean. I feel like,
Like, cause that bitch was like, no, he's gonna show up, and you know what I'm saying, that bitch
yeah,
blind, so she just standing there, through sheer faith of
right,
some shit,
right.
and he just popped out the side of the situation, and
That
just
that little
tuck
shit
and
was
rolled that
clean.
hoe.
What you thought about that? Because I thought that part was clean as fuck.
I think I think that it was shot very clean. Like I think it was a
Yes.
great directorial choice. I think it was kind of regular in terms of like the actual scene because I just expected it. I was like, yeah, like I feel like I know what's gonna go on here type shit.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing that could have happened. But it looked clean. That's what it was. The way it
Yeah.
looked was clean as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first time we actually get to see the creatures too, like face up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the creature walked up. Then we hear a bunch of like noise while they down in the cellar, like the creature walking around, probably fucking up shit up there. And then that was that. So like you said, fast forward to the part where Lucius is in there with Noah, and Noah stabbed Buddy.
He is a bitch.
Who? Noah?
Yes.
Okay, so keep
Motherfucker
him.
went he a fucking goofy, man. He just went and stabbed this dude because he liked this bitch. And that bitch liked this dude, and because Buddy told him to put some berries back, man.
So
Get the
I agree
fuck
with
out of
you,
here, man.
but look, I agree with you, but also if we look at the perspective of he's mentally challenged,
Yeah, I'm
then
not
the
saying I don't know
decision doesn't.
why he
It's
did
not
it.
far
I'm saying it
fetched.
was some
Yeah,
bitch ass motivations.
I
Even
agree, but
even if you are like a mentally handicapped person.
I agree, but also I don't know if we can hold them to the same like standards when it comes to thinking as us.
Yeah, but I think bitch is an equal opportunity insult. Like I think that I can say that about just about anybody. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I think I'm right here. Like, I don't think this is up for debate.
No, I agree.
But
So
yeah, so he stabbed the fuck out him,
that's
and
also some shit that he got away with for real. They
well,
gave him
I mean, like she runs up and like finds him like
she
laid on the
slapped the
ground
fuck out that
bleeding
nigga.
and shit, and then that bitch goes, and she pulls up on Noah and just starts slapping the shit out of
She
him
was
like
slapping the fuck out of
he's
him.
posted up in that fucking room and he ain't doing shit. He just sits there the whole time, and then when she leave the room, he starts screaming and shit. Goes the door, he start yelling. Why you wasn't yelling while that bitch was hitting you? Like,
That nigga was sad. He
the
was sad as
motherfucker was
fuck.
in shock. He thought, oh yeah, this bitch finna be nice to me. Hell no, she ain't. Like,
Yeah, he thought he come on, man. Noah, man.
he had
Oh man,
because
I
that
don't
bitch
even.
had said, I'm not finna put you in this room if you agree to no more hitting. So he ain't hit
Facts.
nobody. He
He
just
just
went and
stabbed the
stabbed the
fuck out
fuck
of
out
him.
someone. Like,
Hey, and then when nigga was on the ground, he kept stabbing dude. I thought he was dead for sure.
yeah, like, well, and she's, she's holding like his head up to her. You know what I'm saying? She's all bloody and shit. It's definitely shot to where it looks like it's over with. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
she also said like she can't see his color because she was like seeing his color and sensing his aura and shit before.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say that make it seem like this nigga's dead.
Yeah, that
But they
shit was
but they
over
kind
with.
of they kind of gave us the little dialogue pretty much saying he's not dead, but he's I guess
He's
close to
yeah,
it.
he's right there. Like,
Yeah. So she has this she has this little revelation to where, okay, I want to go through the woods to town to get some medicine, which is a complete 180 from how she was at the beginning when he wanted to go to town. She did not want him to go to town. She was like, "It's noble, like what you doing, but I don't like it's not right or some shit like that." She said. So it's a complete 180 because he wanted to go to town for the same exact reason to get medicine for other people, but now she understands because this nigga that you just said you was gonna marry and y'all told everybody y'all was gonna get married, this nigga's about to die. So now
now it's different whenever you in the predicament.
the shoe is on your foot now. The shoe is on the other foot. Yeah.
Shoe is
So
on your foot.
because before it was on his foot, but now it's on her foot. So
Yeah.
now that the shoe is on her foot, she want to walk with it through town, through the woods. So she do the same thing he was trying to do. She tell her daddy. Her daddy is like, is he a preacher? I know he was like a history professor or some shit. Is he a preacher?
Who?
Her daddy, because he was the one
I
doing the
don't know what
funerals, right?
he is. He's like I
He's a
say,
history professor for sure.
he's
He
at the
was.
very least he's, you know what I'm saying, an Amish figurehead.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know if
that
he was a
motherfucker
preacher or
like
not.
just talks like a Pentecostal dad.
I think he was the head of the elders. He was the head
Yeah.
of the council shit.
Like he was definitely a figure of importance.
Right. And so she pretty much go to him and say, well, look, I want to go to get this medicine. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he kind of feels away, and I think it's because it's his daughter. Because before, when it was the other nigga, when it was Lucius, everybody just said no, no. But because this is his daughter, and she tells this nigga pretty much like, um, I don't know how she said it, but it was some shit along the lines of like, if he dies, then everything that's left of me or whatever is gonna be gone. Is gonna die with him too, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, look, you my dad and I trust you. Whatever you say, I'm gonna live with it. But she wanted to know whether or not she could go to get the medicine and shit. And so maybe it's because it was his daughter that he kind of gave in and was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. And he goes to tell her all the secrets. He opens up a fucking shed that they're not supposed to go in,
Mm-hmm.
and in the shed is a fucking creature, one of the creatures, and they had on red hoods throughout the whole movie too. So
Bro, he kept that secret for all them years just a fold because his bitch liked the motherfucker. Like, or his daughter. I'm sorry, his daughter liked the motherfucker.
Well, he also kind of gave. They had a little dialogue later with like him and the council, the elders,
Yeah, where he's talking
because
about the fact that she's blind, so it's not really fucking, like.
no, no, not that, not
Oh.
that, but it was that when he told her, he was like, yeah, I want to let her go to town to get the medicine shit. They was like, they was against it, and he was like, pretty much, look, I can't look at like nobody else die and see them like how Buddy at the beginning, how he was looking his face and see how he looked and not do nothing about it because he feel guilty or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I guess he just broke down over the course of the movie, like from just seeing all these but that's bullshit, bro. For one, this is your fault.
Mm-hmm.
All this is y'all fault. Y'all planned all this shit. Y'all didn't plan it, but y'all set the stage for all this
Yeah,
shit to
y'all
happen.
orchestrated it at least.
Right. If it wasn't for y'all, this bullshit wouldn't happen. And what he was saying was that, oh, but he got it's a crime that happened to him. It's a crime. Well, yeah, but this is partially your fault.
Yeah, it's a crime that you could have did something about.
This shit is almost like a cult, don't you think?
It's 100% like a cult, and almost by definition, by the time you see the end of the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers, they live in a warped sense of reality. This shit is not, you know what I'm saying? It's not regular.
Right.
Like I don't know, bro, but yeah. So she, you know, looks in the shed, well, as much as she can, uh, and ends up
I think she
going out
reached
on her
out and
little,
touched that shit, right?
yeah, like goes. Oh, well, I was just finna skip up, but yeah, touches that motherfucker and shit. You know what I'm
That bitch,
saying?
that
Like,
bitch, that bitch was shook. It's a creature. That bitch was
oh,
shook. Those that we must not speak of.
that should be so funny, bro. Like that motherfucker, because like just the thought of that, bro. Like he just had this fucking creature locked in his shed, bro, for God knows how long. Like
But so he
just
basically
chilling.
tells her that this shit is fake. We made all this shit up. They had rumors about these creatures being in the woods, and I used to teach this back when I was a history professor. But all this shit is fake. Ain't no creatures. We made up all the noises, this and that. And he basically tell her all this shit is fake as fuck. And
Mm-hmm.
you can go there. And he told her like, you're gonna have these two people with you. And was one of them Jesse Eisenberg, or did you not know?
Maybe.
I
I think that
I
was
don't
about the
I
part
don't
where I
think it
wasn't paying
was.
attention. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I don't think it was. One of them was to me. I was like, yo, this nigga a bitch ass nigga at first. Like the nigga, uh, like he didn't want to go with the other two. He was like, nah,
Well, if he was a
nah,
bitch, it might have been Jesse Eisenberg. That's his archetype of character.
nah. That wasn't him. That wasn't him. Yeah, that was some other dude. Christoph or whoever. The Kitty. Her name was Kitty. Her sister Kitty
Mm-hmm.
had got married to that guy. I think his name was Christoph.
What a
Not to be
fucking
confused
name.
with Christoph.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, Christoph is a stupid ass name too. But it was Christoph. He was like, nah, I'm not going, this and that. He stopped at the edge of the woods and like, nah, I ain't going. And then the other nigga went out there and he left her there too. And I'm like, yo, you niggas just gonna leave this blind bitch in the woods by herself? And then it comes to like fruition and we see that her pops actually told her this. She was like, you're gonna go to the woods, you're gonna have these two escorts, and then you're gonna get to this path and it's just gonna be you gonna go alone. They gonna stop there or some shit. And so they they pretty much foreshadowed everything, I guess, but they didn't tell us till after it happened. So I don't fucking know. That shit was kind of confusing.
I feel like this was a movie that was written like for the most part, and then they just added the shit that happened at the end because he felt like he needed something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Yeah, he
like
wrote the movie and he was
this was
like, "What
not the
can I
planned
do?"
ending at the start.
Yeah, yeah. He probably was like, "What can I do? Like, how can I make this a twist or some shit?"
Like interesting. Oh, they never see this coming. Yeah, they won't see it coming because it like doesn't fucking low key doesn't fit the universe you've set up.
Yeah, I'll say the big twist to me is the fact that all the shit is made up. All the shit is made up and they fabricated it. Everything else after that is like it's kind of like you just doing shit to do it. Like the fact that the all everything is made up and they was basically just uh having this community run based off fear. Like we
I
want to keep
feel like
y'all.
the
Mhm.
like I was just so uninterested by the time they did the reveal of the thing because I felt like they took so long to get to the motherfucker, like where like you
Yeah.
know all this shit is fake and all this shit. Like I just didn't care anymore what the you know these creatures might have been or whatever. Like the
Mhm.
interesting part to me was the twist of the that you know what I'm saying. Like this whole time we haven't been watching a fucking 1900s movie. You know
Oh
what
wait,
I'm saying?
okay, we're gonna get there too.
Like
So before that, KTL, when she's in the woods, uh, it what they do is they play this little soundbite of her dad saying that it was rumors of these creatures, but pretty much we made up all this shit. It was rumors of the creatures, but we never seen them. We don't know if they real or not. This and that, and then they just like show one of the creatures in the woods. Like they give us one of the
mhm.
creatures, and it's like okay, I kind of see to where it's like maybe this is real, maybe it's not because he didn't say that the creatures were just fake. He said it was rumors of them before, and so it's like that gives like the little possibility that this creature
It's
shit
at
could
the
have been
very
real,
least it's unconfirmed.
right? And then we see one, and this the shit is charging at her, and she's hiding behind a tree, and the shit is right there. It's just a bunch of shit, and then the shit is charging at this bitch, and it knock her down, and it's like I don't know. But then what they do is they do another little plot twist, and she gets up, she stands next to this hole that she damn near fell in earlier, and the thing charges her. She moves out the way, and the creature falls in the hole, and it might have got like stabbed by a tree branch or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And we see what they do is they skip back to a scene where they go in there to the quiet room to get Noah, and Noah not in the room. They're like, oh, where he at? Where he at? They see the fucking floorboards are fucking ripped out, and the
That
floorboards
motherfucker
are
then dug himself out and shit.
that nigga burrowed his way out, and the bitch say some shit like,
Fucking
oh he
gopher.
yeah he said, oh she found no the bitch she said oh he found one of the suits that we hid underground or hid under the floorboards or some dumbass shit. Why did you hide a fucking animal costume under the fucking floorboards?
Of the quiet room, like
Why? Fucking why is it there? And why would Adam put it on?
I don't shit. There's a whole bunch of shit I don't know, bro.
Why the fuck did he go in the woods and try to attack this bitch? Like, what the fuck is going on? You like this hoe? Or is it because you're upset that the wait, is it because the shit with Lucius, or because she slapped you, or what's the fuck is going on to where you're in the woods trying to attack this bitch dressed like a creature? I don't that's what I don't understand now. And I didn't think about it before, but now I don't understand that. You don't understand either. Do you have any logical explanation of what the fuck happened in that scene?
I think they just was doing shit, bro. I think they were just trying to get to the fucking goal line
I mean,
and
you're right. You're right because so I'll say what it was that that scene, regardless of how fucking nonsensical or just random or whatever it may be, that scene is the catalyst of how they're able to satisfy both parties in this movie because the bitch is able to go through the woods to get this medicine, but also because she got attacked by this creature and fucking Noah dies in the fucking woods,
mm-hmm.
they can say, oh,
Oh, it
we
was
can
the
just say,
monsters that did it.
yeah, the
And
monster
fucking
killed Adam. Or I can't call this nigga Adam. His real name Adam, but
it's
fucking
just bullshit. Like
Yeah, and so now we can keep on the tradition. We can keep the lie up and tell the community that the creatures killed Noah, and so they did that as a way to fucking satisfy both
Yeah,
fucking
and then
parties in this
they
movie.
told his parents that shit too. You
The
know what I'm
parents was
saying?
right
Like,
there.
yeah, like I'm saying that's their justification.
Yeah,
Was
that's
like
the
they like, hey, your
justification.
son did, but like it's gonna let us keep lying and shit. Like
Yeah,
what?
your son is the reason why we can keep this community going.
That shit. Whatever,
Because his
man.
mama was crying at first. They told her that after she was crying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I probably would have I would have punched that nigga or some shit if he say some dumb shit like that to me.
I don't know if punching is enough, bro. Y'all done killed my kid essentially. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no. Oh no, because Adam should have been on a fucking leash or something anyway. He should have been chained up or something. Like, why the fuck they just let this nigga go out? He got away with a
You
lot.
gonna put a leash on a fucking mentally impaired person?
I seen white people put leashes on their kids.
Well, yeah, because they in the stove.
I seen them put the kids in cages too.
Well, yeah, because they don't like their kids.
Lock this motherfucker up somewhere.
I don't know, bro. He burrowed his way out like a gopher and took a suit or something. Like
Bro, he just
he
bodied a
really
nigga
put that
damn near,
fucking
bro.
suit on, went out in the woods and ran after this bitch.
That's
Like,
what I said. Why
what
the
was
fuck
the
would he do that?
purpose? What did like was maybe he was trying to fucking like disguise himself so that he wouldn't get caught or something,
How the fuck did he know this bitch was in the woods? He was in the quiet room.
Well, I assume he just ran in the woods to get away from the people who had locked him up.
What was
Like,
he gonna do out
and then
there?
he was like, "Hey, I know you." Ran up in that bitch and fell in a fucking hole. Like,
Man, they had like little growls and shit when he was out there, like it was an actual creature. Like,
mm-hmm.
why this nigga sound like a bear? What y'all doing, bro? I don't know. That whole Noah shit is weird. But bro, this nigga just bodied a nigga damn near, and y'all just letting this nigga sit in a room. Like, that's it.
That's
They let
his
this nigga get away
punishment.
with a lot,
that shit had him shook, boy. They
bro.
was finna lock him in a quiet room
And he
earlier, and
got
he
his
started
ass up
freaking
out of
the
there
fuck
too. It
out.
wasn't enough. Not enough.
That's the baddest punishment you can get. Make me sit in a chair for a long time.
And
Like,
he crawled his ass up out the floorboards too, and got a suit that was down there in the floorboards for no reason.
I, I don't know, bro. Like they're not smart because look at the structure of their community. But like
Bro,
I was finna say, like these people are not very smart, bro. Like
KTM. When the fuck did this nigga get a chance to put on a suit and nobody's seen this nigga outside?
man,
Nobody saw
they
this
was too
nigga.
busy at their little meetings talking about fucking Patrick Dingleberry, out there, wasting precious water in the well. Like
What about the townsfolk? Nobody saw this nigga like put this suit on and go into the woods.
if they seen him in the suit, they was probably shook. They said, "Oh shit, it's one in the city." Like
They should have rung the bell. They would have. I don't know what they would have
I
did.
was about
They
to
should have
say, if
rung the
they would
bell.
have rung the bell, boy, that would have been some whole other shit. He still probably would have ended up dead. They would have been like, "Wait, we didn't do this. Hold on a second. Killed the
Yeah, I
fuck
don't.
out, dude."
Yeah, some of that Noah shit might just be done just for the sake of doing it. I don't know. Now that we talk
Well,
about it,
the way that y'all talked about the Saw movies, this right here, like I didn't agree about that Saw shit a lot, but this right here is definitely just like bad writing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I say, they probably had to call an audible and pivot, where they were going with this bitch.
yeah,
So
this
they
might
just
be the
had to find a
only.
way to get there.
This the only part that I really questioned throughout the movie. Like, I understood why everything else was the way it was. I kind of questioned this part, and this was the only part that I really.
I kind of had some questions, but it's not till like the actual reveal of the twist ending and shit.
We get to
But
the reveal, man.
man, that bitch jumped a wall, Slim. That bitch climbed her
Yeah,
ass over a fucking wall and shit, and ended up seeing a goddamn Jellystone Park Ranger named
that bitch turned
Kevin.
into an American Ninja Warrior out of nowhere.
Man,
That
this
bitch.
bitch can't see, bro. She has never been. I cannot emphasize this to you enough. This bitch cannot see, bro. She has not been in these woods because there were dreadful consequences of being in these woods. How the fuck does she know where this wall is and how to scale said wall in such an efficient manner. This is bullshit.
I ain't gonna say that. I mean,
Man, this is, man.
so the bitch looked stupid as fuck running with the stick in the woods. Like she found this big ass stick and she was just running with that. That shit looked stupid as
She
fuck.
was feeling for some shit if it was in front of her.
Yeah, but I was like, bitch, slow down. She was running fast as fuck to be trying to see if something in front of her.
She thought there was some more of them Noahs out there.
And so the bitch get to the wall, KTL, and shit, the bitch just know how to climb a wall, man.
I don't
she
know,
know how to,
bro.
she know how to climb a wall, bro. It's the only thing she could have done. She tried to go around, she couldn't.
I know one thing.
She climbed at her.
Can't no blind people around me know how to climb no walls. I'm gonna start asking questions.
This ain't no regular blind bitch though. She can see people colors.
Yeah, you told me she's fucking Neo in the Matrix and shit.
How she see color and you don't?
Oh, this shit. I know one thing. I can climb a wall.
No, you can't.
Yeah, all right.
Can't climb the fucking wall.
Shit, I will and she won't. I promise you.
She did and you can't.
Watch me.
So anyway, she get over the fucking
Grips,
wall.
boy.
She get over the wall.
She find
And
Kevin.
just like you said, this little Kevin, the fucking ranger officer or whatever the fuck he is.
And they coincidentally, in the midst of the conversation, every time he finna say something on the walkie-talkie, that bitch stop him. You know what I'm saying? So she don't end up like knowing, what the fuck it is. Oh, you got a kind voice. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that bitch say she wasn't expecting it, and I'm sure they probably told like stories of like all the bad shit that happened in the towns and all the fucked up people, and they probably told them kids stories like that in the village. So that's why she was like, "Yeah, I wasn't
that's
expecting
where
it."
the cult shit comes in, man.
Oh, for sure.
Like
They was
that right there
indoctrinating
is
these
some cult
kids.
ass shit. Everything outside of these walls is evil and it's gonna hurt you and this and that. Like our ways are the ways and the ways of our ancestors. Like
They was dressing up like fucking creatures to scare these people into fucking
to
cellars.
where they wouldn't, bro. But like, bro, it's all bullshit, man. They're in the fucking they're in the year 2004, bro. They ain't in no
Yeah.
1900s nothing, bro. This shit was founded by people who were in a fucking support group. That's the
Facts.
biggest bullshit of all to me. You motherfuckers like, my kid got killed as a result of gun violence. Let me go make a whole village and just not let anybody come in this
Hey,
bitch.
KTL,
Like,
it was her dad. Like he the one that
I
had the
know.
idea. So
But
yeah, so this shit is his fault. Really, all this shit is his fault.
that's why I said it. Like, it's definitely his fault.
So I guess he just felt bad at one point. He was like, I can't sit around and just watch motherfucker. But somebody said it too. They was like everybody died. We all lost people or some shit they said.
Bro,
But I
that
guess he
shit,
just
like,
reached his point.
he had established that whole, like, 2 decades prior or whatever, bro.
Facts.
So I'm assuming that this is at least, like, let's say about a 40 some odd, 50 some odd year old man, because his daughter was pretty much grown. This motherfucker, and she had to have been raised up in this shit. In what coherent 20-year trauma or not, in what fully functioning 20-year-old adult man's mind does it make sense that, hey, some bad shit happened to me and these people I'm in a group with, let's go create a fucking community and shut off from the rest? They're paying the government, Slim. They're paying the government not to fucking
Fly
investigate
planes and
this
shit.
bullshit, bro. Like, the extent of this lie, these people are
I
not
mean, it's a
playing
cult,
with a
like
full
a
deck,
cult
bro.
attitude, like you said, a cult mindset.
Like, I just don't understand how this begins to be a thought.
The same way fucking Jim Jones thought about getting people to drink Kool-Aid and shit.
Man, them folks really, but them folks, at least they knew what the fuck they were doing.
I don't know if
Like,
they knew they was gonna die.
I think they did, and they was, finna be reborn as some odd shit, and then they never came back.
Yeah, see, that sounds like some stupid ass shit too.
It is, but at least they knew like what the end goal was. Here, what is the
Who
end
else
goal,
said?
bro? Y'all just gonna live y'all whole lives in this little village in the middle of Jellystone
Yes,
Park, bro?
yes, that is the end goal. Yes.
Man, I don't know,
Plus,
bro.
what you talking about the plants? Yeah, like the end goal was to get away from these other motherfuckers because we all got people that's dying from other people. Our people are getting killed. So we gonna go in this isolated, secluded ass area over here, and we gonna tell all our kids that come up in this village, look, you can't go out there to the towns because they got fucking creatures out there that's gonna kill you. They don't come over here, we don't go over there. So that's pretty much what it is. They indoctrinating these kids that you can't leave out this fucking village, and it's definitely a thing of, I guess they feel like they're gonna be safe there. That's why these motherfuckers are doing that shit.
Bro, so my problem is the like you might just be a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. You might just be a bitch if you lose somebody dies, and your immediate result is to shut yourself off from the rest of the world because humanity is so dangerous that it cannot be trusted with the things you hold dear. Boy, go buy a Glock and find out what vengeance tastes like. How about that? Like I understand, oh, violence isn't the answer, but it's definitely more the answer than let me lock me and probably a group of at least 100 other people in a fucking conspiracy town in the middle of a park, bro, and pretend that we live
KTL,
100 years ago, bro. Now that I think about it,
ain't none of
I just
ain't none of
now that
these
hold on, bro. Now
KTL.
that I'm realizing this, these like we made jokes that these are Amish people, but this is literally just Amish people. I get it.
Bro, none of these people was about no action or no violence. Bro, the most active nigga in this movie was Noah, and he was only active because he was mentally challenged.
Bro, this like I'm not joking. I just realized that as I was saying, this is how the Amish work. Like
Whatever.
that shit is mental illness.
I mean, yeah, you can say that, but it's like you said, it's a cult mindset.
Like you're voluntarily pretending that it is 200 years prior for the sake
That was
of
a
not a
critique.
whole lot of nothing. Like
That was a critique that some of the like the people that reviewed it, they had that critique too, that that they were portraying it like it was an entirely different time period, and they were saying pretty much saying that shit wasn't even necessary because you can tell these motherfuckers that it's 2004, and that's still not going to change the fact that they're not going nowhere, they're not going to the town. So changing the date doesn't really affect anything in this movie, is
they
what they was kind
attempted
of
to
pretty much
stack
saying.
hats on hats with this one, man. Like
Yeah, I think that
it
the
was
changing of the date
just
was for us.
another
They did
thing,
that
and then
for
another
us.
thing, and then another thing. Like it's
I'll
gonna look
say
like the seatbelt won't. Never mind.
it made for like a good reveal for you, right? The fact that you found
I
out this
think
is
that
actually modern
that's
time.
the most interesting thing in my opinion.
Okay,
Um,
because they definitely play it like it's some old ass shit, like some old ass times.
yeah, I think that that's like the most interesting like reveal that they did in my opinion.
Did you see the scene where Kevin was in there talking to his I guess
The
his
park
boss manager?
ranger boss guy, yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually M. Night Shyamalan in the cameo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they showed him in like a little reflection on like some shit. I thought that was fire. I actually saw the nigga in the reflection. I was like, that's some cool camera shit.
Yeah, but like I don't know. That just kind of seems like you just and I want to be in the movie. How can I be in
It
the
was
movie?
unnecessary.
You know,
It was
like
not
it's
necessary.
just like why, bro? You didn't even have like nothing hardly. Like Quentin
The only thing he
Tarantino puts
did was
himself in
tell.
movies so he can be a front role and say slurs. M. Night Shyamalan does it so he can be off camera and just say, "Hey, I was in my own movie."
Well, yeah, the only thing he did was just tell us what the fuck happened in the movie. Like he told us, like, yeah, they motherfuckers paid the government not to fly planes over there and not to invest. Like that's all he did. Just tell us what happened. He didn't do anything else. And he showed his little reflection. Like I don't know, he just wanted to be in this movie, I guess.
Shout out to that guy, man. We just watched a movie last week where the director was the lead actor, and that that is the thing. Like that's how it should be done. I feel like, but whatever makes you
I
happy,
agree.
man. You directed that bitch. You can do whatever you want, bro.
Facts. And so the movie ends with Ivy getting her supplies. She got her medicine and shit. She went back to the town, and that's when they say like, shit, Adam. I mean, fucking Noah. Fucking Noah is dead. But now, since he's dead, we can say the creatures killed him, and we can continue this tradition if we want to. We can continue this lie. They're gonna continue to lie. And then the bitch came back with the medicine that she told Lucius that she was back, and that was it. They fucking cut the black. So, I mean, so for
I
me,
just think that was a stupid fucking ending, though. Like, not even like the idea, but just that was how it ended. That bitch is by the bed saying, like, you never get an answer on much of anything. Like, that nothing was really resolved at all. I feel like the ending of this movie leaves you with more questions than answers, and not in a good way.
you know what it is. I think the actual ending, like the point of the ending, was for the elders, pretty much saying now we got a reason to continue this shit. And then they just showed this bitch come back with the medicine. That's why I say I think that whole Noah shit was just to satisfy both sides. Like she went and got her medicine, and also since he died, oh, we don't have to tell everybody all this shit was fake. We can continue doing this lie, this urban legend shit. I just think that's really what they wanted to do with the ending.
Shout out to them, I guess, man. M. Night Shyamalan, the twist guy. Pause, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. So with that being said, man, that's
You
you
want to
got
give
anything
your
else?
final thoughts if you don't want to rate the movie, Slim?
Yeah, I'll do that pretty much. So I think this movie, it was interesting. I'll say that. It was interesting. I liked how they built tension in this movie. It did have me kind of wondering what was gonna happen for certain parts. I was interested in it. I did kind of understand, like I said, how you and Luno might have been uninterested at parts because, like, to me, like the first 20-25 minutes, it was like, but it was also like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, pick this shit up. And so I think it was an interesting concept, an interesting like direction that they went in with it. What do you think about the actors in this? I didn't ask that. The acting.
Um, there was nothing that stood out remarkably to me. I think everybody did their job. They were solid, but like the for the most part, like the woman was the only she was the only one I feel like who got any sense of interesting emotion, extreme emotion where she got to kind of show her dynamic range.
What
Like
about
they had
Noah
Joaquin
playing
Phoenix in the
his
movie, and
role?
the whole time he's just, soft spoken, talking Amish, bro.
He was mysterious though.
Like,
He was more
but he
mysterious.
didn't do nothing, like, hardly. He just said, like, he didn't show any emotion hardly, except for that scene where he's saving her. Like he like, I don't know.
That
I
shit
don't
was
think he got to
clean.
show his acting range, bro. I feel like.
So what about Noah and him playing the mentally challenged character?
I mean, I guess that was all right. I feel like I've seen better mentally challenged performances. But like he played one as one is to be played.
Yeah, I feel like it was really good at certain parts, specifically parts where they was trying to build suspense, and they just had this nigga doing just like this random ass laughing, and it's like that makes sense because like I feel like craziness kind of adds to like suspense and shit, like fucking insanity kind of adds to that shit, and this nigga was basically insane. So I mean, I did like that in certain parts. Um, but yeah, I mean, I kind of feel similar to how you just said that with the characters as well. It's not like anybody really stood out. Like the girl that actually had the shit where she can actually act, like you said. Well, she played a blind woman. Like, I mean, there's not really much a blind woman can do except feel for things.
Oh no,
So
bro. I done watched Don't Breathe.
it was a blind man, not a blind woman.
Yeah, but it counts.
It don't. So
Yeah.
so yeah, whatever. So actually I think this movie was pretty good for what it was. There's certain parts that didn't make sense, and I don't understand why they did it, other than the fact that they was trying to do some shit just to get to the ending. Specifically, that Noah shit in the woods and him putting on the outfit after he got it. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I want to know the logic in that, and I don't know if it's right to question logic when it comes to a mentally challenged person. What's the logic in you writing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you write him breaking the floorboards, and why is there a fucking suit under the floorboard? That's the biggest thing I don't understand. Why the fuck would you hide it under the floorboards? That's dumb as shit. But whatever, they did it to get to the end, I guess. A couple of things I'll mention about this movie, man. It's not a lot. Um, the lady Bryce Dallas Howard, um, she replaced Kirsten Dunst, KTL, who's supposed to play this first.
Fire. Shout out Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, you think Kirsten Dunst could have played this, huh?
Probably.
Think she could have did it well?
I think Kirsten Dunst is a talented actress. I can see her in this role.
Yeah, they also considered Jessica Biel and Kate Hudson too. So two other big name actresses. Ashton Kutcher was supposed to play Noah at first, and he had to drop out for scheduling shit.
I think that
Cool.
would have been more interesting to me.
I was like, could you
I
take
think
him
Joaquin
serious?
Phoenix is a better actor, but I think
No,
Ashton
nigga, I
Kutcher
said
might have been.
Noah,
Oh,
the mentally challenged guy.
yeah.
That's what I say. Can you take him serious as that?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know about take him serious, but like, he could definitely portray that motherfucker.
I think with Ashton Kutcher, it might be too much of a comedic thing. Whereas with this role with Noah, I don't think it was comedic. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might
Might have
make
been
the mentally
unintentionally
challenged
funny
character.
sometimes.
I don't know if his character was funny. Maybe some of the dumbass shit he was doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it might have been unintentionally funny at times.
I think Ashton Kutcher would have made the character like laughable. Like you would laugh at him like it's funny. I don't know. But
Maybe.
that's pretty interesting, man. Um, Roger Ebert, he had this shit on his most hated list, so he hated this shit too.
Roger Ebert hates a lot of things, man.
And shit.
I'm not gonna say he's wrong, but he has very like strong opinions that I don't always feel like are correct.
Puos, you didn't even see the movie. Have you not seen the Butterfly Effect? Yeah, I saw the Butterfly Effect. That's not what I'm saying, Puos. So the role is a
You said
mentally challenged
dipshit.
person. Yeah, the role is a mentally challenged person. And so I feel like Ashton Kutcher playing a mentally challenged person might be more funny than it is me taking it serious. In the Butterfly Effect, he was just playing a regular nigga. Like, he wasn't playing no role like that. Like, this mentally challenged guy was doing dumbass shit, and just he was like randomly laughing and just being like mentally challenged. I think Ashton Kutcher might make that shit funny when I don't know if it should be funny. That's what I meant by that.
Like I don't know. Every time I think of like fucking Gilbert Grape and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Leo?
Yeah. You know, like I think of the fucking mentally challenged role in that. You know.
Yeah, I think because I'm looking at it like, I mean, Ashton Kutcher can play serious roles too, but I look at him more like a funny character. Like, if you put a funny character as something like that, that shit might be funny, and I don't think it should be funny. Like, if you put Jim Carrey, well, no, that wasn't mentally challenged in number 23.
No, he was just crazy.
Yeah, I think if you put Jim Carrey in a mentally challenged role where he got to do goofy ass shit, then it might be funny because he's just random. He's naturally like funny with goofy
Jim
shit.
Carrey's just one of the greatest to ever do it, man.
Well, he's naturally funny with goofy shit. Like that's what he does naturally. I don't know, man. So I'm not gonna rate this movie, like you said. If niggas want to use my rating later, then we could discuss that behind the scenes. But I'm not gonna rate it. With that being said, KTL, do you got anything else to add before we get to this next week's
So
pick?
I feel like I say,
Send me the movie too, nigga.
I will. I feel like this movie, I like I say, I'm watching it, and it's one of those that like it felt like a chore, bro. Like I just did not, I wasn't entertained. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh, this is an interesting cast, but as the movie like continued, it burnt out any interest I had in the premise to the point where I was just like, okay, I don't really care about this. I don't care about like, you know, and like I say, part of that is due to the fucking buffering that I was sitting there having to deal with and shit. So like I won't just completely blame the movie. That's why I don't think it's fair. Because I just like I didn't enjoy this movie, but I might have enjoyed it more if it wasn't just for the circumstances surrounding it. So I'm not just going to like shit on a movie that might have had a little bit of potential to be better. But me, I'm not watching this movie ever again. Like I don't think I want to. I didn't. There's not enough to where I feel like going back and giving it a second chance. I wouldn't just tell other people not to watch it, but I would just like there would never be a point where I would see this and be like, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, let's try it out." You know.
The
Uh,
only reason I would watch it again is if I was to do like how I did with Shutter Island and kind of look at like the shit that's going on around, like in the background, to kind of see if there's any shit kind of leading to like let us know like what's actually going on. Like now that we know it was some bullshit, made up shit, maybe I can look at the scenes where the creatures was out there and I can spot where the bullshit was. You know what I'm saying? Where I wouldn't have been able to spot it if I didn't know the plot twist already. You know
well,
what I'm
yeah, I think that that's something that exists, you know, and is purposeful. But I don't think I care enough, man.
saying?
Like I'm just okay with the knowledge that I have of this shit, and I'm gonna just stick with that, you know. Um, but yeah, like I say, I won't give it a rating, but I'm not recommending this shit to folks. Me personally.
I would think about it. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's some shit that certain people might like. Um, Especially because of some of the plot twists. Like
My friend
the,
Puos would like this movie. Watch the movie, Puos, bro.
Puos might he might think
I'm
it's
just
okay,
joking, bro.
maybe.
Puos is gonna shit on this movie, but I've seen some of the movies that he likes, so I don't think it's too far off.
The reason that's the reason I don't think he would shit on it because it's kind of along the lines of some of the shit he likes, but I don't know if it's just I don't think he would think it's a great movie, but it's definitely the type of movie that Puos would have watched like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He would have watched this shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I watched the movie, man, and it was ass. But it
And
was good.
also, I don't know if Puos like Puos grade these
Yeah,
type of
and
movies
it
on the
says
curve
I
sometimes
graded
too.
on the curve, so I'm gonna give it like a 7.5 for real.
You would have seen it by now. Must be that's not true, Puos. You watched a lot of movies recently
Yeah,
that you wouldn't have
fools, you
seen.
had never seen A Time to Kill, bro,
He never
or
seen a
12
lot of shit,
Angry
nigga.
Men,
I went back the other
or
day
The
and
Big
seen him say
Lebowski. My bad.
KT. I went back the other day and seen him say he would have never watched Free Guy if it wasn't for the podcast.
Man, he would have never watched The Condemned, Slim.
That's a fact. Well, yeah, Puos, you can't say that. He say
Shout
this
out
shit
to M.
ass.
Night Shyamalan.
All right, man. So we can get into the next week's movie, man. And by the way, since I know what the next week's movie is, this is also a movie that I was considering picking for a while too. I
I
had it on
don't
my list.
know like how you end up doing this because it's almost every time I pick a movie, somehow on an unrelated fucking thing, people just end up talking about the actors and all type of shit, bro. This is at least the third or the fourth time this has happened. One time I was gonna pick Bullet Train and motherfuckers was talking about Brad Pitt and some more shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it keeps happening. I don't know, but
Oh, you're right.
yeah,
Yeah, I
two
did
of
say
them,
that.
no, two of them. But
Two? I
yeah,
don't know the other
so
person's name.
I'll tell you in a sec, right? So a 2004 movie, man. We had a 2004 movie. Now I'm finna show y'all what a 2004
You
movie
put
is
me on this
supposed to
movie
be
too. I
like,
seen this
bro.
one because of you.
So I noticed like motherfuckers was talking about it too, and I've had this on my list before then for the podcast. But I'm really noticing, man, it's been 60 something episodes, and we haven't had one of the greatest to ever do it on the podcast, bro. So we gonna go back to 2004. Y'all know me, man. Y'all know I'm a sucker for a good love story. So, with that being said, 2004 we got Jim Carrey. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my partner Puo. Shout out to Omerta. You know what I'm saying? We got Kirsten Dunst. We got Kate
Her.
Winslet. Yeah. We got Mark Ruffalo, Elijah Wood. I'm talking a stacked ass cast. Tom Wilkinson, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, man.
Eternal Sunshine of the fucking Spotless Mind. Great
Yeah,
movie.
and as Slim said, I put him on to this movie like a year or two ago. You know what I'm
Man, what the
saying?
fuck?
Yeah, I wish Puos would have been on here. Like I really wanted to hear him react.
Yeah, Puos said he got to work next Friday.
Yeah, I bet he do.
Puos, but I'll say this. Puos, the last time KTL picked one of these movies like this was, what's it called? Silver
I don't
Linings
know if it
Playbook?
was. I know what you're gonna say is Silver Linings Playbook, but low key, Great Gatsby was like this.
Well, my bad. I missed that one. But Silver Linings Playbook, Puos, you like that movie. So I think you probably would like this one too, honestly. But nah, I've seen this movie. I fuck with this movie. Probably one of the better movies I saw. Like, I probably was like around 2021, 2022. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it again, reviewing it.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we got
I
more
hope
people
more
next
people
week.
show up. Yeah, I hope more
Thanks.
people show up, man. But
If not, we skipping all them motherfuckers.
that shit's crazy, bro. Yep, it's just gonna be me and Slim picking movies, bro.
Was Art here last week? When the last time we seen Art?
God
Minister
knows.
Society.
Last time we seen Art was
Minister
whatever
Society had
movie
to
I
be.
picked last.
We saw him at Minister Society. He picked
No,
that one.
the joke there was that like my movies are good.
I didn't get it. All right, man. Anything else? Till we close this shit out.
Um, no, not really, man. I was finna make a sly joke at the expense of my fellow podcast members, but I'm gonna let them live.
All right, man. Shout out to John Doe. Shout out to Pujols, man. We had a few viewers come in and out this podcast while we were on. So shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. Like, comment, subscribe, please. And we'll be back next week with Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. This has been the Real Rap Coalition podcast, man. And we are out.
Yeah.